What's going on YouTube? Today's video we have a brand new product from DREO. This is their brand new dual hose DREO 740s. We're going to take a full in-depth deep dive in terms of this and give our overall 1-month review of this product. Start off the unboxing experience. So first, it comes with everything you absolutely need. This time it's a little bit different, but they kept it all in the same similar style box. You get both hoses on top. Inside those hoses you have pretty much everything else you need in terms of non-adhesive foam, adhesive foam. You also have a drainage hose, your different materials in order to use the window panel and to lock the window itself, to add that onto it as well for extra safety. It even includes a remote as well as 2 AAA batteries that you can go ahead and use off the bat. And then you have all of your window panels. This has 4 window panels, A, B, C, and D. They're all labeled, giving you a range between 20 inches all the way up to 53.5 inches of usage for the window. Now each hose extends up to 71 inches. It starts at 15 inches and goes to max of 71. And if you don't know what the benefits of using dual hose as opposed to one singular hose, is it's just way more efficient at not only bringing in cold air, but dispersing hot air on the outside, so that way it's not leaking inside of your house or whatever room you're trying to cool. So it's not only more powerful, it's more efficient, and it's just overall better in terms of cooling down an entire room. Now the model we have here is a 10,000 BTU unit, and it is rated at 1500 watts with an air volume of 235 CFM, and it does have a airflow distance of 19.7. Because of the vertical throw that this does have, it's able to push out the air really powerfully in a vertical throw with the oscillation blades on top, which just does have a 60 to 90 degree oscillating swing on it as well. If you're wondering on the SEER level rating, this is a 12.2 energy efficiency. So just to keep that in mind with an R32 refrigerant. And we're just going to go straight into the installation. So when you go ahead and install it for the first time, it's super simple. So like pretty much all of their window panels, these are, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a really good window panel. I would apply the non-adhesive, around the seals, and then you can go ahead and do non-adhesive on the outside for the strips. They're cuttable. You can trim it to your liking, and they give you a lot of it. So you don't have to worry about wasting any or running out. Anytime soon. You can move it any place you want as well. Now for the rest of the installation, obviously you have A, B, C, and D, and now there's 4 different panels, different sizes. There's 7 inches in height, I guess you could say, and then width. They're different sizes and different combinations. So if you use A, B, C, and D, it'll range between 43.5 inches all the way up to 53.5 inches. And for example, if you use A and B, it'll be 20 inches all the way up to 26 inches. You can mix and match pretty much however you really want, but those are like the 2 main configurations that will work pretty well for a lot of people. The standard Windows sizes, which I used pretty much 3 of these panels, I believe A, B, and D, if I'm not mistaken, or A, B, and C, in order to fill this entire range. So it was about 62 inches if I'm not mistaken, or 52. And then from there, you just connect both hoses onto the unit. Make sure there's no pinching or any, loose ends on terms of both of the ports for pushing in the unit into the window and everything else like that. Once you do that, you're pretty much good to go. You do have to have this a little bit further away from the window in order for it to work. So if space is limited, you might need to kind of adjust it as best as possible in order to do the best possible airflow. Now I have a shop version, which it's about the same. And I have that one for 2 years, so that one is working perfectly fine. I'm doing a 2-year later review very soon. You might see it later in the future. Very good unit. Now we take a look at the design for this product. It has a remote function that's magnetic on the top, which is really nice, so you don't have to lose your remote. You just automatically dock it, and you can put it either way. So it doesn't matter which way you put it. It's very strong, smart, nice, and it's not hard to tip off, basically. This also has 2 handles on either side in order to carry it, move the unit around, or whatever you need to do. It has cable management on the back of the unit, so you can go ahead and strap on, the cable when you're done for storage and stuff like that. And then you also do have 2 drainage portions, because you're able to use a drainage hose whenever you have it in the dehumidify mode, or if you're just wanting to empty it out instead, you can do that as well. This does have a drainage-free version, and you don't really technically have to drain it if you're using it in regular AC mode. You will have to drain it if you're using it in dehumidify mode. So that's their patent on DREO, which separates them from the rest of the competition. Taking a look at the rest of the product, you do have caster wheels on the bottom, able to move it around pretty much wherever you want really easily, because it's a really heavy unit. And if you're, an older person or whatever, it's just going to be a little bit easier to actually move it around with those wheels. Taking a look at the front of the design, this is probably the nicest looking AC because of the LED display. It not only tells you a ring of whatever mode you're on, but it shows you in crystal clear, no matter if it's day or night or whatever the case may be, you'll always be able to see the display. It's nice and bright. It looks like an OLED display. It looks so clean. I've never had any issues when it came to that. I just love the display. You have all your touch functions on there as well, and you can even set it up with your Amazon or Google Assistant in order to voice activate and control this to your liking. If you were to take a look at the app, I'm not going to go to full breakdown, but it's pretty much everything that I just explained that's on the remote, the touch display, and you can even schedule this, do timers and everything else like that. This even does have a child safety lock feature, so you can go ahead and press and hold either the remote function or on the touch display itself in order to lock the display and, child safety basically. If you were looking for something a lot more efficient, this is probably the one to go for, like no doubt. If you made it this far, I would appreciate if you dropped a like on the video. Videos like this take a lot of time, money, and effort in order to make, and I would appreciate if you dropped a like. You don't even have to subscribe. Let's jump back into the video. Why? Let's check it out with these scientific testings. So we're gonna start off the wattage. We got sleep mode, 603 watts on speed 1. We got 1,097 watts on speed 2, 1,176 watts, and speed 3, 1,282 watts. This is rated at around 1,500 watts, so 1,540 watts to be exact. So when we do the measurements, we'll just go off of rated power rather than what we are drawing actually, because it could fluctuate and it could get higher after like 30 minutes to an hour. And I did test that, but it wasn't going higher than 1,300 basically. All right, so we're gonna go and do a breakdown for the cost on this. Like I said, this was 1,540 watts. In order to get the number we need, obviously we're going to turn this into a kilowatts. So you just divide this by 1,000, and to visually show you that, we're just going to use a calculator here. So it's just 1,540 divided by 1,000. You could also just move the decimal point into 1.54. It's a lot easier for these bigger numbers. And that's 1.54 kilowatts. And to turn this into an hour perspective, excuse my messy writing, but we're just going to multiply this by 8 hours. And that's a good average for, a daily cost. So we're going to multiply that by 8, and then we're getting 12.32 kilowatt hours. And then we're just going to multiply this number by whatever PG&E cost. In this case, I believe it's about 39 cents per kilowatt hour. So just multiply 12.32 by 0.39. And that's our daily cost, $4.80, which is pretty expensive, but this is definitely meant for a bigger room. Just keep that in mind. So it might be overkill if you have this on a small bedroom or something like that. It would definitely replace for a living room, and you could probably use it with instead of AC, central AC. To get our weekly cost, we're gonna do 4.80 and multiply that by 7, and that's actually our weekly cost, $33. So it does definitely get pricey, but like I said, this is a bigger unit and 60 cents. And then we're going to multiply that by 4 to get our monthly cost, $134, which is pretty accurate, and 40 cents. And then multiply this by 12. And this is hypothetical. You'll never ever reach this unless you have it on constantly. But that'll be $1,612.80, which is, this is insane. But your yearly cost, let's say you use it for about 3 months. Just multiply this number right here by 3, and that's how much you're probably going to pay realistically per year. So it's a little bit on the expensive side for sure. You're saving almost double your money as opposed to if you were to just use central AC. If you use both, just keep that in mind. So day, week, month, year. For the speed on the actual unit, this is actually really, really good. 8.9 miles per hour on both sleep and 1. So, pretty good speed in terms of that. Obviously, the cooling levels will be different, but the miles per hour is pretty much consistent on the board. And then on speed 2, we're getting 11.2 miles per hour, which is really, really good. And speed 3, 14.1 miles per hour. That's more powerful than a tower fan. Something that's dedicated to, be a fan. It's more powerful than that. So just a FYI on that. The decibel rating, this one I believe is rated at 42 decibels. We were getting similar readings. Of course, mine wasn't like completely quiet, and we were pretty close to the outside anyways. We were getting 54.5 as like the lowest one, but again, I believe it's about 42 decibels because I trust DREO on all their scientific testings as well. And the max range was 64 decibels. So even if we're about 10 decibels off, it's still a very quiet unit. And it's something that you don't really have to worry about being too loud or, you know, talking over or anything else like that. I'll give you two different distances of what it sounds like. So it's not bad at all. I could definitely sleep to this, and especially on sleep mode, it's really, really quiet. So I don't have to worry about, you know, it being annoying. It's nice white noise in my opinion. So how has it been performing for the month? So we did obviously all those testings, but I also did want to like kind of switch over to this instead of using central AC, not only because it's super powerful, but if we're not in a bunch of different rooms and we're just in one room, it makes sense to just cool down that one room like a living room, instead of cooling down the whole house and using 3000 watts, for example, for central AC, instead of just using a third of that, or even, you know, half of that, which that would cut obviously electricity bill in half easily during the summer. So you'll pretty much save a lot more money if you invest in AAC in the long run, especially. And DREO products last the longest as opposed to other brands that I've noticed. And I can back that up because I have had multiple units that lasted over 2 years. I've never had an issue with DREO. We'll give you guys more in-depth review also down the road, like at a year later or 2 years later for this unit. Again, the dual AC, super, super good. Very powerful. All right, so without all further ado, thank you everyone for watching. If you want to have any questions whatsoever, I'll be answering every single one of them in the comments down below. And if I don't know it, I'll ask DREO myself in order to answer the question for you as best as possible. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.